All right. What's going on, everybody? Nobody here yet? Oh, wait, Esther's here.
Esther's here.
Hey, Esther, what's going on?
Hey. See, I need to
Oh,
zoom out. I got to zoom out somehow.
so, on your, go to your settings, or
Uh-huh.
you go to your settings on the bottom. Should be
Mm-hmm.
settings, then you go to your video camera settings. There you go.
Okay.
Go to your camera settings on the left hand side.
Okay. Yeah, no. Not on the Mac.
But on the studio side, it should be the same, shouldn't it? Hey,
Okay.
Bobby, how you doing? Bobby's
Camera.
here.
Okay, I got camera.
She's adjusting her camera, trying to zoom out. Use your touchpad too. You know how you do the bench with your two fingers.
Mm-mm. I can use different resolutions is all I can do.
Oh wow, okay. Huh. I don't
Um,
know. Yeah, I don't know about Mac. I don't know. Okay, technology is wonderful.
let's play with some. Let's play with some virtual background layout.
Papa Tom is here. Papa Tom, what's going on?
Hey, Papa Tom.
I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if you've seen any of Papa Tom's UFO things.
I saw
Uh,
the thing he built.
he's done a few. He's a toy maker at heart, but he likes to dabble around with the UFO stuff and aliens. Uh, he built one for me, a triangle that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So a few thousand. So just go ahead and tilt your screen back, tilt your screen and up.
Yeah, that's what I had to
Right.
do.
And,
That's what I gotta do.
and if anybody knows how to do the Mac camera, anybody has an Apple? I don't know. That looks fine. That
I'm
looks
sure
okay.
my daughter could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking a little bit about I forgot. I had forgotten that you have a book in the Old Testament, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to find out. It said I thought of as I was reading it, I thought it said it was right after the book of Psalms. Let me find it.
It is a very colorful story.
Yeah, so if you wanted to go into that a little bit, we could do that. Put you on the spot since you got your own book in the Bible.
Well, no. Um. So the way that happened is, the king hated all the Jews. He wanted to kill them all,
Yep.
and for some reason or another, he made his wife leave. He didn't want her anymore, and then he put it out to all the surrounding area that he was looking for a new bride. So, all of his military was sent out to go find younger girls for him to choose from. I think they were to bring back 25 or something.
Hmm.
And they brought this one girl, and she was a Jew. Her name was Esther. But he hates Jews and he wants to kill them all. And so she marries him because she don't have much choice. And it's just it's so many twists and turns. It's just like he's like, I gotta have her. I want her, to be my wife. We're gonna get married, all this. But then he's still the king, and she has to knock on his door and go to his throne, and all this just to be able to see him.
Mm-hmm.
She had an uncle named Mordecai, and Mordecai was a Jew also. And if you were a Jew back in those days, in that area, in that time, if you didn't have some special skill set or something you did, they just got rid of you. But Mordecai was part of his security, and Mordecai overheard some of the kings on military were plotting to kill him. And so Esther was trying to put it off. And she said, she told him she wanted to have a dinner, have all these people over and a celebration and all this kind of stuff, because she needed to tell him, but she didn't know how to tell him without telling him that she was a Jew herself.
Mm-hmm.
And Mordecai is like, we can't let him get killed, and you've got to save him somehow. Well, she was, this other man who's usually over the security. He was the main one plotting the death of the king because he was going to try to overthrow him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, she didn't have the courage. They had the dinner, the man came, that wanted to take over, and he was like, I'm so special. I've been invited to the palace to eat with the king and the queen and all this. We're going to have this party. And it was a big to-do. And at the end of the night, she was like, I can't tell him. I'm too afraid to tell him. He'll cut my head off,
Mm-hmm. And
he says, what do you want to do? She
yeah.
says, well, I want to have another dinner tomorrow night. So then the king was like, okay, we'll have him back over tomorrow night. We'll do the dinner and all that.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was Mordecai, who was the Jew, who was Esther's uncle, he just messed up their plans and all that. And she had them building the gallows for the ones that were gonna, the ones that were plotting to kill him. And all that night before, the king couldn't sleep because they were building the gallows that they were gonna hang, this person from. And the king kept thinking it was going to be Mordecai because he knew Mordecai was a Jew. But the king didn't know it was really his own man. And he was having his own people to build it to hang, his predecessor. So the king couldn't sleep. And so the scribes came in and read him some stories out of whatever they read, the book of whatever was history or religion, whatever it was, what the scribes wrote. And he never could sleep, and he was ill all the next day. And so then he says, Haman, who was the man's name, who was going to try to overthrow him, who was trying to plot to kill him, he says, Haman, once he figures out what's going on, he's like, Haman, what do you think I should do for the man who helped save my life and foiled the plot against killing me? And Haman says, "Well, I think you should put him on your steed and just ride him through the streets with robes and bells on his feet and all this kind of stuff, and then you you, and you should be the one to lead the horse that carries Haman." Anyway, he ended up making Haman pull the horse carrying Mordecai, because Mordecai was who saved the king.
Mm-hmm.
And thereby, Esther made all that happen in the background.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And to answer Tom's question, I was in I went to Wyndham today, so that's where I went to. Anyway, it's a 30-minute drive from where I live at. But anyway, Esther is after Nehemiah and before Job. It's just a short little book, and there's a lot of story in that little book. Much like the book of Ruth in the New Testament, right?
Yeah, there was there's something about the word God not being in the book of Esther. I don't know why.
I don't know.
It's that book and another one, I think. But if you hear it from this other man's point of view, it is a really good story.
Mm-hmm. And so then it saved a lot of people overall.
Yeah, it did.
That normally wouldn't have made it.
It would have been genocide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good for her. So that's probably why she got into the list, I'm guessing. Yeah, interesting. So you were talking about, let's see, you had a story to talk about. You wanted to save it for your show, though. But we can talk about something on whatever topic you want tonight. I don't know, what do you have in mind?
I don't know. I'm looking for chat right now.
There's Papa Tom and Bobby so far.
I see you.
And then there's
Bobby and there's Tom.
Some more on Facebook, maybe.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Okay. All right. So I was gonna say, we were talking about. I was watching Joey, last night. Right before you came on, Joey was on, and Joey has Into the Outer Realms, and then we do the archive show of his on Wednesday night. And anyway, last night he had on Craig Ansel and Michael Carter. So,
oh wow,
and pretty good panel there to be talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And Joey had his handful of notes that he had written down for the conversation, and something that he printed out for the report of whatever it was that he printed out. And then Craig had his, but he didn't have all the stuff written out. He highlighted stuff. He just highlighted stuff. Pretty funny. Go back and look at that on their channel, on the YouTube channel. It's pretty funny. On a Into the Outer Realms YouTube channel, you'll see it, or on Joey Medea YouTube channel. Follow each one, and then follow his wife, also Tanya Medea as well. She has her own shows, so she does. So, yeah, a lot of interesting people that I hang out with. But I actually got to meet Joey and Tanya in person. That was pretty cool. So they're great people. So, but what we were talking about then was talking about kind of like some of parallel universes,
Yeah.
I find that to be interesting. I made a funny amusement awareness episode in my own mind, and I thought about, I doing a lot of walking, and when I was not hurting with my left leg, now it's pretty bad where it hurts pretty much. So I can't really walk as much as I want, but I'm doing better than it has been, but not as good as it should be. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, as I was walking around in the living room in the wintertime because it's too cold to go outside and you don't want to break your neck when you go walking outside on the ice and snow. And so you walk around the living room 10,000 steps, right? So I'm walking around the living room and I'm thinking, what if my other double, my double on the other planet is doing the same thing? And he's like walking around in a circle wondering, why the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean? You can imagine the reaction, and somebody would, why am I doing this? Because well, I'm doing it here, and you're doing it there. And what if what they're doing there, we're doing here, and we don't know why we're doing anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so in other words, I'm driving to McDonald's. 30-minute drive to just go to McDonald's and get a burger and come back. Which I can get a burger here in town if I wanted to, but I like to drive. I like to get out and drive anyway. So, um, that's the primary reason for driving. Now that the gas prices are a little bit lower than they were, not $5, so they're better. And no, it was not Joe Biden who made it lower. I can guarantee it. But um, in this case here, just being able to drive and get out there, and what if on the other planet I'm doing the same thing, or what if they're doing that, and that's why I'm driving here? You see what I'm saying? So our actions are directed by our double on our parallel universe.
It's
Okay.
funny you say that because I was thinking about that today.
Yeah. I mean that explains some of the things that we see, like.
Get out of my head, Ron.
Yeah, well, like you might see something like you'll think, wait a minute, did I just have that happen, or did that just happen, or did I just see that, or even seeing UFOs? I mean,
It's like
yeah,
in your 20s and 30s, you have that. But then it's
mhm,
like in your 40s, you start saying, oh, I remember what comes after this.
yeah,
And then you think, but I don't do that. I'm going to
yeah,
do this because you know how the other
right.
worked out. I've had that like 6 times now. I
Now
don't know.
I told you about my bank episode, right? Do you remember that?
No, but I
Okay,
feel
well, I can share it again. The guys probably remember it. They'll know anyway. When I first moved here, and my friend Mike was here, and he's still here. He just on his gambling trip on a casino in Nevada, someplace. But anyway, um, he was here when we first moved here, and we went to the Jackpot Junction, which is just north of here, uh, everything's 2 hours away from here. So it's about a 2 hour drive north, and anyway, I go into the bank to get some money for the casino, right?
right.
I go into the bank, but then now the only thing that I remember now, get this is where it's weird. I pulled the car up, I parked in front of the bank. I go into the bank and I talk to the teller for a little while. I get my $100 for the casino,
Yeah.
okay? Put it in my pocket. I walk back out. The only thing I remember is parking the car and then getting back into the car. I don't remember the time talking to the teller. And Mike says, "You got
That's
your
that's a
got your
different
$100.
thing. That's a different thing. You was on autopilot.
You got your $100 for the casino? Yeah, I got that in my pocket.
That's a separate thing than the deja vu.
Right. Well, see now, what I say this action is here about not. I don't call it missing time. I don't think that because you're in the same day. You're in the
Yeah.
same week, the same time, same day. Everything's the same. There's just a little bit of something missing. What I call that a time differential. That's a term that I use. Time differential. Okay. And think about the old style car that has just a rear wheel drive. You have the engine, the transmission, the drive shaft, the rear gearbox, or what they call a differential. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. So what you're doing with the differential is that the axle doesn't snap. You have to displace the energy from the transmission. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So, and then along with that, with the transmission, you got like the different connections that give it some kind of relief, so you don't snap the drive shaft. Of course, sometimes this all happens, but anyway, in this normal setting, the power goes from the engine to the transmission to the drive shaft to the gearbox to the rear axle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now in your daily routine, you go from point A to point B and everything's normal. What happens though during your daily routine if something kind of shifts just for a little bit, even a little bit, and you're thinking, wait a minute, something ain't right here? That's time differential.
Okay.
That's where I believe your other self in the parallel universe could actually be doing the same thing, and you're seeing what they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you have that, like, why did I do that? Or why did I walk into this room? Which that happens when we get older, okay? But it could happen because we're distracted from the other self. The other self already got what they needed in the room. So then when we walk in there, because we got the delay, like on the internet delay, we got the delay. So we go into the room thinking, what do I need to go in here? And we just turn around, walk back out, not getting what we had to get because we forgot what we had to get. So think about that it could possibly be that we're being distracted by our other self. And now everyone would call us crazy for talking like this because that ain't the way,
I
you know.
think we're past that,
Yeah,
Ron.
but there was a picture that I saw on the internet about parallel universes, and it was a bubble, like the soap bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
and a whole bunch of bubbles next to each other where they were right there, but they didn't know they were there. But yet they were there. Now, what happened was sometimes those bubbles merge into each other and they become a bigger bubble,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Well, guess what? That's what's happening.
No.
Yeah.
You would be seeing yourself.
Well, or we are not seeing what we should be seeing because that's why the confusion comes up. So, for instance, if you see a UFO, it could be that you're actually seeing a part of something else on the other planet. You're not seeing it here.
Uh
Yeah.
it's hard to say because when I was with them
Mm-hmm.
and sat with the girl, it was like happening in real time. It wasn't
Okay.
like a memory, it wasn't like a download, it wasn't like a dream. It didn't
Oh,
skip around. It was
okay.
like it was happening in normal time, just like it happens here.
Okay.
Um, I don't know where it was. The grass was fake, but I was moving. We were there. Stuff was around, and it was just like being there, just like I am right now. But I wasn't a bit afraid, but I wasn't elated or peaceful I was just. It's like I knew I had a purpose, and I went and I did a purpose, and then I woke back up,
Mm-hmm.
at home in the bed, and I don't know how I got
Yeah.
home. So
Yeah. And I think Joey had mentioned that.
it
Maybe not.
wasn't fragmented. It's
Right.
like I've had a few times that's not fragmented
Yeah.
or missing pieces or something pop
See
in that
now,
wouldn't belong.
Joey had mentioned just that type of thing. He mentioned he's a writer. He's a playwright. He's a book writer. He does all kinds of writing, and he does playwriting. Things like that. And so anyway, um, he had this in his other location. He had a blue notebook that he had to find, and so he woke up in this lifetime, in this point, and he said, "Where's my blue notebook that I'm supposed to be finding for in my notes? You know, for his whatever he's writing down." So he had to write something down in the other place, but he didn't have the blue notebook here in this one. So I don't know how that works out, but anyway.
It's like when I got there, I didn't know I was going. First of all, when I got there, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But after a minute,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
interesting.
it was relayed to me of what I needed to do, and I
So,
did it.
but now you do understand my time differential term, correct?
I
You
do.
understand that? All right.
Yeah.
So now I had a situation when I was driving. Well, I told you about the time when I saw the cars disappear. They can't turn off anywhere on my drive. You watch my drive enough, you know that pretty much there's not too many places where the cars can turn off in some of the areas. You know, just field. You know, and so if you turn off, you're gonna be in a ditch somewhere. But so this one and coming going down 2 lane road, going to Wyndham, and you see this car coming at you, and the only way it could go is past you, and it doesn't get to you. It just goes away. It's not there.
I think you've told me that story.
Yeah. Now I also had the one that was behind me, a truck that was behind
Like
me.
like you saw that car coming, but then it never passed you.
Yeah, it just went. It just went like you blink and it's gone. You know,
I don't know how.
and it's a solid object. It should be there. And normally, when I see a car coming, I could just, okay, good, it's passing me. I'm in the right place now. I know I'm in the right place when I see it going past me.
Do you
Uh,
think it's like little tweaks of like the Mandela effect?
Perhaps, yeah. There was another case when I was driving home, and I turned the right corner, my first turn off the main highway to head to town here, and I I see these horses in the field, and at one moment, the white horse out of the three or four that are there was a couple of brown ones, and there was a white one, almost all white. And what I saw was what looked like a plywood cutout of a horse, just for a second, on that white horse. It was just like, why is that plywood cutout doing out there? And all of a sudden, it went back to normal horse.
That's messed up.
But I seen that for real, and I'm not making that up. I actually seen that change. Right?
How long did you wonder what really happened here?
I don't know. I just kept driving and said that didn't happen. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And then just thinking about the idea of what I have in mind for the time differential, I'm just thinking that perhaps I was seeing something else at the moment on the other place. Okay. And somehow we got that message transferred here, and I got to see part of it. I was like, what? You know, and that was when I'm awake and I'm seeing this horse shift, you know, just, and I don't use any hard drugs or anything like that. I don't drink alcohol, that is, you know, so I don't have anything that's going to alter my mind like that. Okay. So, I don't know if that was a message they were trying to send me or something they were just trying to show me this is how it should look, you know, you know. See, now I remember doing. I was in drama class in high school. You know, I did like 5 plays in high school. You know, school plays,
Mhm.
and I remember the cutout things we used to use for the stage props. You know, you'd have to change the scene and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so I remember those. I don't know if that was a memory of something like that, possibly. You know, I don't know. Highly possible. You know, anything's possible. I suppose with that situation.
Mhm.
You know, they can send you a message real quick, and then we just see a second of it, and it looks kind of funny for a second, but in our mind, it's longer than a second. So, but yeah, so that's interesting. So that's
Yeah,
what I say
there's
is,
all. I mean, there's all kind of fascinating things that happen that
yeah,
people just kind of look over because they can't explain it,
that's exactly right.
and they
Yeah,
don't want to. And they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to think there's something they can't explain.
right. And we just ignore it. Then we just ignore it, and then,
Yeah.
or somebody comes up with the answer. Oh, it's evil, or it's someone brainwashing you, or
Yeah, well, and that, and plus you gotta be at work by 8,
yeah,
and then the kids has gotta eat and go to baseball or whatever, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
people
So yeah,
don't
there,
have time to sit around and ponder plywood horses,
yeah, right.
you know?
Uh, but yeah, no, that's just interesting. I mean,
Some guy
um,
probably thought, they built a fake horse. Get your
but then
picture
why
made
would it?
with it.
But why would it switch back to the regular horse though? Just at the same time I'm watching it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but see,
literally
that only happened to you. That was something
right.
with to do with you, not nobody
Yeah,
else.
yeah, that's true. Now another thing we were talking about, you and Jesse have the study about the electrical interferences with the UFOs
Yes.
connection. You know, my now not now. I don't play the radio when I'm doing the video anymore because you don't want to get copyright issues or anything like that. So I don't do that.
Right.
Um, but when I do play the radio, though, normally if I'm using, of course, now with my antenna, and my antenna came off once, and so all I get is the XM radio at the moment. So I don't get the FM channel for some reason. But anyway, when I did get the FM channel, it was fine. It was working fine. It was doing fine. I could go from my house to Wyndham and have FM radio playing without any trouble for the
Mhm.
reception. I get to the one section of my road, which there's nothing there except for the water station there, but they wouldn't have anything that would interfere with my antenna. But I had a signal drop of the FM station. I was like, why would that happen when there's nothing here? you know, there's nothing here to interfere with it, and yet I lose my signal for the radio station.
Something interfered with it.
Yeah, something. Yeah. So I know that in town there could be like radio jams that they could use, like especially when you go past the police station, things like that. They can do things there. And that I can understand that, but I wouldn't know how they could do that where I was at and cornfields all around.
There's still a lot of footwork to be done with things like that. People tend to not want to do the academic stuff. They want to go out and do the field stuff and
Well,
the
I don't
numbers
ask
and
for it. Yeah,
the data and the numbers. It needs to be looked at because it's all there.
yeah.
It's all there.
And I don't ask for this stuff to happen. It just happens. I mean,
Hmm.
it happens, and I make note of it, and I keep it in my mind about it. And then I hear somebody talk about it, and it's like, wait a minute.
They can't
Yeah.
get past, are aliens real? Are UFOs real? They just cannot get past it.
No, they're real. They're real, all right.
And I
It
don't
just
think anything you show them or tell them is going to change their
mm.
mind.
No, I don't. I don't. I haven't had the opportunity to physically see one that I could verify that I seen it. I mean, had that one that I saw that was a silver ball or something in the sky that was about. Well, I showed you the picture of it, I think, once,
But
and then
just based on that, even you are probably like, I can't be sure. Can't be
right,
sure. Yeah.
right, and so, but now when you look at that image that I shared with you before, I'm pretty sure I shared it with you, and it's one that looks like a silver ball in the sky, right? If you remember that one at
Yep.
all.
Yep.
And so where I was looking at it from, if you can imagine, now your location and your distance, you might have to travel a little bit stranger than what I'm talking about. But from where I live at and to where I was looking at is about a 6 hour drive north.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's to a place called Blaine or Fridley in that area. Okay. Which is way north, just north of the Twin Cities. And that's about 6 hour drive for me. Okay. Now, when I saw that object, and I didn't see it actually, Andy pointed it out and showed me on the picture where it was, and I looked at it, and then that's one that I shared it. So Andy actually spotted it and showed me that I had found it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it when I was shooting it because when you can't see your screen in daylight, outside, not too well. So I didn't see nothing on the screen until I looked at the picture after Andy shared it again. When he shared it back with me. So you
Yeah.
got something on the video? I said, "What do you mean I got something on the video?" I didn't believe it myself. And then when I looked at it and I realized where I was at, and saying, "Holy crap, that is something." But now you can't really get the detail. Again, the detail is not very well. But anyway, um, now
Let
what was
me
that?
tell you. Let me tell you how these work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how, but I'm gonna try to tell you how, and I'm gonna tell you why nobody sees them. When
What was that
when
ball thing though? Because that was up 10,000 feet at least, and it wasn't no mylar balloon because it just that would have been way too small. Okay, and it wasn't a hot air balloon that didn't have the basket underneath it that I could tell.
here's what happens, they decide they're going somewhere. Okay,
Hmm.
they get there. They do what they're gonna do. When they take off, your eyes cannot go that fast. So you can look at the whole sky all night long, probably won't see anything if they're going like they're normal to and
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
Now, if they're cruising around way up high, you might see them. But if they're kind of low and stuff, you are not going to see it. Your eyes cannot track them that fast.
huh?
And so when you catch it in a picture or in a background or in a, whatever, you didn't see it there because it was probably doing no telling how fast.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. And so, like when you see something, sometimes you might see something. Oh, let me get my camera out. By the time you get your camera out, it's gone.
Mine I saw, and y'all, it was close. I mean, it was real close. And once it just moved up and went that way and took off,
Hmm.
I couldn't even see where it went. It was so fast, I couldn't even see where it went. And I had a clear sky. I could see stars. There was no clouds. We had big open sky. You cannot track them that fast. Your eyes will not keep up with it.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense. Our brain cannot
I
comprehend it.
mean, I
Probably.
mean, there's no. I mean, that's the only way I know how to explain how that was. That's the way it was.
Yeah.
So they show up here, yonder, and there in a picture, and you can't prove it, and it might be blurry, and it might be whatever. But how fast was it going?
Hmm.
Nobody heard it. Nobody looked around because they didn't hear anything. That's how they get accidentally caught.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. I never, I never really thought of that.
Think
So,
of it. Think about it.
see, like I saw a hawk today. I know it was a hawk because there was one that was on the road that was eating something that got hit. So, so the other one was flying up in the air, scanning for security, I guess, and
Yeah.
watching everybody around. And I don't know how well their eyesight is, but I guess you got to be pretty good, you know, for to be able to see a gopher in the field, But that guy was big. That guy was probably if he would have if he would have been flying and hit my windshield, I'd be in trouble. That's how big this hawk was that I saw on the side of the road. But normally I don't see the things like that eating like that on the side of the road, which is kind of interesting. And then today I saw two people riding horses. I never see anybody riding horses. And the first time I seen two people riding horses on the field, they're like one part that got flooded. I guess one of the parts of the cornfield that got flooded, and they're trying to mash it down with the horses.
Was it plywood people?
No, it was real. It was real people, and I never seen them there. But that was the first time I seen them there. So who knows why I got to see them there. But I go to town and I go by that one sign that has the black horse and the black man riding it. I always say, and not that they're actually black. That's just because they're silhouette, so you can see it at night. I get that. I'm just kidding when I say that. For the color. But I've in the 6 years I've been here for almost 6 years. I've only seen maybe one person riding a horse on the highway. So I wonder how much does it cost to put that sign up there when you only have one person riding. You know, pretty funny. Uh, but no, I don't know, weird. Uh, but I was glad to see people on the horse. That's pretty cool. And then when I was coming back from New York, when I went there, I saw some what do you call those people?
Amish?
Yeah, Amish people. Yeah, I saw them doing the field work. I saw one guy in a buggy, in a horse and buggy. That's pretty cool. And then I saw one guy doing the field, plowing the field, and he had a horse drawn. Uh, no power. It wasn't a tractor. It was just a horse with the doing the work. One guy was actually cutting his yard, and he had he was sitting in the middle, and he had the like regular push mower. No engine, just a regular push blade.
Yeah.
And he had both of those on each side of where he was sitting, maybe one in the back,
Mm-hmm.
to make it an even cut. But then it had like two horses pulling him, and he was sitting there with an umbrella over him. And actually, I looked at that and I thought, that's pretty darn cool. Was I don't know how long it'd take to cut, but hey, no gas. He doesn't have to worry about buying gas for the lawnmower.
You
So
think them horses don't cost gas?
no, they
They
have to get,
eat. They
they have
eat,
to get,
Ron.
they have to eat. Yeah, they do have to
You
eat.
gotta feed them.
They got that big field there for them to eat, though. So I don't know.
Broke legs a lot worse than a flat tire.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, that's interesting. To see that actually working. Like holy cow, people actually do that. So I did see one carriage, one horse-drawn carriage. I can't remember if that was in Pennsylvania when I seen that. I don't know, somewhere. It's kind of weird when I see stuff like that. Like, wait a minute, where am I at? I gotta check. I don't know. If you see something like that, you just have to wonder what's going on. So yeah. So now you were talking about how many books were taken out of the actual plan that were not included in the canon.
I never got a number.
Okay, that would be something we could look into and actually try to establish what we got for that count.
And most of the books were written by the people they're about.
Yeah,
You know.
I know that some of them that were not accepted. Hey, Genghis Khan, what's going on?
Hey,
All
Genghis.
right. So what's interesting is that they said that the ones that I remember reading about, the ones that are pretty much easy to understand why. But they said that the main thing is that they say that the books that we have now are God inspired, okay, or inspired by the Holy Spirit, and the ones that were taken out of the selection, were considered not to be.
I think a better word would be divinely inspired
Okay. Okay.
because some people were, you know,
Yeah. Now the thing that I have trouble with now is the King James Bible, which might not be the best version to use, but that's one I've gotten used to reading. Okay, in the 1611 when it was first translated, the king himself, okay, the person would be writing the translation. Now this was supposedly proven at some point. If somebody didn't like what the king wanted to be written, then they'd have their hands either cut off or broken or whatever until they'd have a couple of chances to get it right, you know.
yeah,
So,
they had scribes and that everybody couldn't read and write, only the educated and
but you had to write what King
yes,
James wanted in the Bible. So,
right.
I mean, we don't know if what he put in there is actually divinely inspired at this point.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying? So in the original transcript, yes, possibly. But in the situation that we have today, we don't know if that's actually the case. We can only hope that perhaps the translators and everybody got it written down and everything. You know what I mean? We can only hope that possibly, just maybe, it might be right. But we can't really be sure, to be honest with you.
So we talked about frequencies in the Akashic record.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk
So
about that.
here's what you do. Because when you're reading what the king wanted and other people might have didn't put whatever the case, skip all that. Do your frequency, go to your place, get on the Akashic record, and find out the truth for yourself.
Mhm.
You can find the truth yourself. It's there.
And then when we do read what we have, it'll make more sense, maybe, right?
Yep. Yep.
So,
It's like breadcrumbs.
well,
You
now you showed a little bit on some of your postings. You were showing the frequency, different frequencies for different things.
uh-huh.
Where do you get that? Where do you
Um
get those recordings at? I did find one for a
there's a
good.
bunch on YouTube. I don't know if there's any that's 29,000 hertz, but
Okay.
that levitates matter.
Oh.
Um the Easter Island
Okay.
statues and things like that. Those frequencies can levitate matter.
You were saying the pyramids were built by levitation, right?
I'm saying it could have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying anything could have been.
Because those stones are pretty heavy. So, but no,
And
that's
they didn't
interesting.
have they didn't have bulldozers, so you tell me.
No, and it would take, the History Channel had some things on that a couple of times where they talked about it took just get the second row, from the ground to the second row.
Yeah.
You'd take 1,000 men, and it would take you probably 10 years to get it done. Just to get it up there.
I want to talk about um crystals sooner or later
Oh yeah.
and what the thing is about them. It's just not
All
like,
right.
oh,
Well, you
crystals. I mean, it has purposes.
share a little bit about it now.
Um,
What do you say is your favorite crystal and why?
well, I would probably say amethyst, and probably
Yeah.
because it's more of a protective energy.
Do you have one to show?
Not back here with me.
Oh,
I do
I
in
have
there.
I have a little one. I have a little one that I can show.
But if I'm gonna carry something with me, it's gonna be a probably a clear quartz because
Yeah.
Clarity and truth and stuff. And it does make a difference. And there is a lot of quartz in the pyramids. That's pretty.
The amethyst.
And church steeples were built that way for prayers to be funneled up to the sky.
Now I got these crystals from AJ Rasmussen.
Just like pyramids are built to funnel energy up to the sky.
This starts with a T. It's a trilomite or trilomite or whatever. I got that name wrong, I know. But
like tourmaline or...
Yeah. But it has the gray center and the blue on the outside. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think we did crystals one night. We had Oofy and...
You're talking about the white quartz I got. See? Pretty nice. And
you had them right there by you.
Yeah. And this one, I don't know what I got the names. I got the names written down.
Can you tell a difference if you have them with you, if you don't?
Yeah. I have them right beside me all the time, though, so I don't know. So, yeah, okay, so that's that one. Oh, one more. I got one more down here. Hold on.
Oh, I told Starway to invite her. Hey, Papa Tom.
Okay, I can't get that. Wait, I gotta get that. Okay, hold on. Almost got that one. Where's Star at?
No, I told her I would invite her.
Okay. Tiger eye, kind of.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That's my little collection I have here. Not to mention the one that I got on my pendant.
Amethyst is it's just pretty and sparkly and purple and...
Well, it's supposed to have a healing. It's supposed to have
protective.
A healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you send Star the invite?
No, I didn't. I forgot. Okay. I will though.
I think Kimberly was doing some kind of working or something. Kimberly's been busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to send her a message if she's going to be busy with friends and stuff,
No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to.
And then last night, I think she got caught up with the recording studio she's working with.
Yeah, she did.
So that's okay. We'll get her on her. So, but yeah, and then so that I believe in the natural energy and power of things that we can use, depending on our intention, we can use it correctly, and then it will work out just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They give off energy. Crystals do.
Yep. And so now you were talking about frequencies. So let's see. You had another comment you wanted to make about another subject dealing with frequencies. You were talking about the cosmic Wi-Fi, which we can kind of go into.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to talk more about it on Thursday. But just kind of break into it a little bit tonight, and then they can think about it all weekend long. They can.
I mean, everybody knows what it is. They just don't know what to call it. And, they think it's a message from whoever died or grandma or God or whoever. But it's, it's like all the information, all of everything that's ever been is out there. And it can be picked up by structures in our brain and translated like into pictures or messages or some kind of way. And it just seems like the older you get, the easier it gets to understand what it's trying to tell you, or maybe some kind of direction you're looking to go in, or
Yeah. Did you know who the name
that's just my opinion.
the name I'm thinking of is Ingle Swan? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
He's the one that works with the ley lines,
Okay.
and he says something like part of his teaching is he talks about we're all connected. So like how I just mentioned something that you said. Well, you were thinking about that today. Well, how does that work out? That's because we're all connected. Okay, and even if it's only a small part of it, we're all connected. Not just because of the YouTube show here. I'm talking about in general, in life, everyday life. Um, we might be thinking of something, and then you think about the same thing, and then here we are talking about it. What do you know?
I made a list, Ron, about 2 years ago, because I was thinking about ley lines and reading into it and trying to figure out how all that worked, and that goes with feng shui. And I started looking, and I knew religions. Some people bury their dead east to west. Some bury north to south, depending on the religion. And out of like 10 people, 8 people slept east to west.
Huh?
And that's the way the ley line runs through there,
That's weird.
or through here. You know.
Well, how I got my chair aligned? I sleep in my chair.
But the people whose beds wasn't laying east to west, those were the people who was always confused and, trying to figure
Ah,
out. And I was like, that's got to
ah,
have something to do with the ley line energy in the ground under
yeah,
while they're sleeping.
yeah. That's a good idea. I like that.
Sit down and
Um,
see if you can figure out how many people sleep east to west.
oh, I don't know if they'd even know. They'd probably have to get a compass out and check and everything like that.
Y'all know east, sun rises in the east. This star.
Okay,
Come on, star.
okay. Here we go. Ingo Swan. Okay.
I meant to bring you in earlier. I forgot.
Yep. You can just get her on there.
She says she's coming. You get to
Okay.
look into energy and ley lines and crystals and frequencies and all of that. There's so much goes on.
So I shared a link there for
And
him.
it's a pretty big part of it.
You see, that's part of what his message was as far as being able to do remote viewing and things like that. With my chair, I'm kind of let's see, east is that way. Kind of, yeah. I'm facing east almost, kind of like southeast. No, kind of, yeah. I'm facing like southeast. So, um, because the
Don't
sun
end
comes
up
up.
north to south. Do not put your head
No,
to the north.
no, that's that way. North is to the left.
Well, wait, that would be
Okay.
here. You'd have to see what your lines are where you are.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I know that north is to the left or out the back door. Okay, so let's get a compass here. I got a compass, I think, somewhere on here, but I'll get a compass right there. Okay. Um, free compass app free. Oh, I don't want that one. Get something that has some kind of crazy stuff on it. Okay. Here we go. There we go. That's for the apple, though. I don't know. I had it on here, and I don't know where it's at. Okay, compass apps. Let me see. Browse apps. All right.
You think there's water in space, Ron?
Space is water. Prove it's not.
What if water was space and they named it wrong?
Maybe, but you prove it's not. They have found water on the moon, believe it or not.
You mean all that water in space and some got on the moon?
Yep. Yeah. They discovered it. I don't know if it's water like we have here. Water like drinking water. I don't think it's that necessarily. Okay, let's install that one. Let's see what happens.
Come on, Star. He's okay.
Did you send her on Facebook?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Have I got a problem, Star? I got to go to 3. I don't know.
Okay, north is that way, yeah.
But there's something to it, or feng shui wouldn't have to do with ley lines and energy,
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of going southeast as far as my direction.
She wants it through Scott. Let me see if I can make that work.
Oh, you want me to send it to her?
Yeah, if you can get in.
Okay.
Are you in?
I have her on Skype.
Okay.
All right, Tara, here we go.
So there's water.
Oh, wait, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. Hold on. Not that one, sir. Never mind that. I removed that one. I sent her the wrong link. She's like, what am I looking at?
Water on the moon.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about right there.
I know. I'm thinking about it.
So I'm not making it up. Okay, just planet Earth, because of how our structure is, we have more water here than anything else out there. But you had that one Titan, I think, the moon of Saturn, I believe, they had some kind of geyser, right? The ice was melting or whatever.
They say that to have life, you would need water. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because you can have salt water and still have life. And you can even have...
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Good.
Hey, what's up, sir?
I'm not showing myself a little bit today. I'm just cleaning things up in my room.
It's like a fungus or a mold that lives off of the fallout at
Well, see what I was talking to you about the spacecraft being a ball,
Yeah.
Being a sphere.
Different types of craft.
And I was thinking about the one that I had the picture of that I shared before, and it was steel, round, metallic object, like a sphere. At least that's what I thought it was, when I saw it. Or when my camera saw it, rather. We talked about that. We don't see it, but the camera's seen it. But the point of the matter is that's what I was thinking of. Is that the one that I was on the other night? I was on a sphere type of thing, but it was changing to a different shape, and it changed like to a kind of like a kind of like a princess cut diamond. Okay, if you know what that shape is.
I do.
And so, they're very expensive diamonds. Actually, if you get one for a ring, trust me, I paid for one.
Oh, you're talking about space rocks, crystals, like
No,
meteorites?
I was just
Um,
talking about the spaceship that I was on in my vision, my dream, or in my traveling the other night, whatever it was.
And you
oh,
know what, Ron?
you have a good memory then and there, so
Yeah.
there's a reason.
Go
Huh?
ahead, Esther. Esther, what?
You know what? If you think about it, and I don't know why somebody ain't done said it, you can watch a plane, you know,
Yeah,
and people know these UFOs fly so fast. It's like it hadn't dawned on anybody that they could just be all over and you just cannot see them. They're moving
yeah,
too fast.
yeah, yeah.
That, you know, that's not like a plane. We think we're gonna look up and see something moving like a plane. They are not planes.
Now I can tell you.
Your eyes cannot move that fast.
Well, there was a couple of times when I've seen something that I cannot explain,
It
and I don't
seemed
talk about it because I can't wrap my head around what I was seeing. All right, now
Yeah.
there's one time when I was on the beach of San Diego. Believe it or not, when I was young enough and I was able to be on the beach and enjoying the sun and enjoying the sand and enjoying the ocean. You know, I laying on the sand looking up, and way up in the sky, I saw what I looked like. I thought it was white, like seagulls. That would be seagulls in California, you know, San Diego. Okay, it would be seagulls, and but they were way higher than any birds would go. And if they were that high, I wouldn't be able to see the birds because the birds would be too small. That makes sense. So what was I seeing way up there? And why would I be able to see seagulls up that high?
now think about this perspective. If it was so far up there and you saw it moving at night,
This was during daytime.
but I'm saying if you did, like if you went outside right now and you saw one that way high up in the sky, like space,
Yeah.
and you could actually watch it, then common sense should tell you if it's closer to you, you ain't gonna be able to see it.
Right.
It's
Now,
only because it's so far out that people can see them, and even then they're hauling ass, you know?
now I can share with you a couple of other times when I saw something. One was I was in at a uh, gold event, uh, gold prospecting event in Ohio. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this was at 3 o'clock in the nighttime when I went out to use the porta potty, and I looked up and the sky was clear. You could see the stars, and I saw this red light going across way up high, really high, not like a regular airplane though.
Yeah.
And it was just like going along like that. Satellites don't have red lights that I know of, and usually airplanes don't have just one red light shining.
Yeah.
I know, like, how could I even see that at that time? Oopie is here. Hey, Oopie. And so then there was another time when I saw during the daytime, I saw um I saw like a bunch of black dots in the sky,
Yeah. Hi,
and it was,
Oofy.
you know, like many small ships, almost like a swarm of gnats, practically.
Yeah.
But it was in the sky and it was against blue sky. And I don't know why I would see something like that. So those are the few times I have seen something that I cannot even explain it.
Interesting.
So,
It's
but
fascinating stuff.
I've heard of people talking about those black dots like that though.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Star.
Hey,
What's going on with you?
not much. Feeling a little better today.
Oh, this is good.
So now, if Sarah was here earlier, she could have answered all our questions about Esther.
If you hear me like coughing a certain way, I'm just purging out the gunk out on my sinuses, so don't need
Okay,
alarm.
all right.
Oh, Star, honey,
Yep,
you
and I
got
have
allergies.
some allergies.
Yeah, let them purging this stuff out.
Damn allergies.
Ufi, we talked about the book of Esther in the Old Testament, right before the book of Job in the Christian, uh, book.
you, you got a thrown together version.
Yeah.
So you got different types of books, Ron?
Huh?
You got different types of books?
No, we were talking about the book of Esther, and then because Esther was talking about the lost books of the Bible, the books that were taken out. And so I was
Oh,
also going to ask. I was also going to ask Sarah. I was going to ask Sarah. That's Ufi's friend. Was CT. CT's friend. That's Sarah. And I was going to ask Sarah if she knew how many books were removed from.
well, there's many books been removed over a period of time.
That's right. Ufi already knew it. I remember.
Damn.
Don't worry, you're fine.
I'm fine. It's just, like I said, a lot of books have been removed. A lot of the religions that are being shared information is just some of them are a bit negative, certain ways, shape, or form. And that's why a lot of things have been removed to control their fear.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just people don't see the concept. There's something a lot more. There's a lot more to it. I miscount how many books have been removed, Yuffie. I don't even count how many. But I remember it's like things were just removed the knowledge and stuff. And what was placed is to control humanity, put fear, and tell them straight up. There's certain like guidelines and whatnot. So that's what happened over years.
Yeah, Ufi, we're talking about how many books were removed from the. We have 66 books now, but there were more than that. There's like 70 something, right? 72 or 70 something.
Let's see.
Well, there's different groups, different things, different kind of teachings. Yuffie. And some will kind of crossroads together, but not fully. So there's a lot of different stuff is in there.
Okay.
14 so far. 14.
Okay.
I thought it was a lot more than that.
Wait, and that ain't all, because I know some that's not in there and they ain't on here. That don't include the lost books.
If you don't want to see each one of those books were, anybody else talk
Well,
about.
see, if you have a Catholic Bible, they'll have like something like about 12 extra books in there.
Like my roommate has a big Catholic
Yeah.
Bible, and like I saw it, just dropped in my lap. It's big and thick, and I was like looking at it. It's like that's a lot of pages.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean to say it that way to be disrespectful. I'm just saying
No,
Catholic.
it's a
So we
big
don't.
book.
Yeah, it's different than the King James Christian version. Not saying the Catholic version is not Christian. I'm just saying because of denomination. All right, does that make sense? The Pentecostal, if you will, or Pentecostal, yeah, Pentecostal version, Christian version.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what like his is,
yeah,
and
Catholic
I just
Catholic is different than the Pentecostal. So but you can get the current Catholic Bible, and you're gonna have probably at least 14 books, extra books in there. That
What's the what's the church got up there that they've got locked up?
what now?
The Catholic Church,
oh
What are you,
the
the Catholic
observatory.
Laboratory,
oh,
probably in Rome or something like that.
you mean the writings, all the writings that you can't go see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do they know? I mean, what are the
and then the
why
one
would a
part that you
church?
can. You can go to that one part they have the available where you can go in and walk and go in and look at the scrolls, but there's only that's like only 1/4 of the whole thing that you can't see.
I'm trying to
So
think maybe it's in Rome or something like that because certain things I noticed, the Catholic Church, the Rome, the Pope, whatever, had a lot of stuff, down,
yeah,
like that. Maybe that's probably where they put it. I
How did they figure that a church needed a observatory?
um
Were they looking for
not
God?
for their own needs, basically. Like something like that's kind of sinister, kept them from humanity, the truth that like they want to live on themselves.
there was actually a telescope that was designed by I guess the name how you say it, Jesuit priest, and
Oh, that one
yeah,
right there. Oh, that dark Crotus, the thing like that. Oh, the one the Pope's like was involved with that. Well, the kind of lens, whatever we call it, or on the lines of like that. I've been feeling they hit a lot of artifacts captured from a lot of people. Plus that there in the dome, and you can if you and see the big dome, and you can see a bunch of serpents. So basically, the Pope. Okay, the Pope in like Italy, Rome. The church, the
yep,
Catholic Church, like the domain, they're like kind of Luciferian. What they're
yep.
not telling you like that. It's a symbol of snake, reptilian, not friendly figure, and ah. So the thing is, the situation with this situation that a lot of people do see, the snakes. The people say like as angels, but no. If you look up the church, the dome, the Pope thing, you just sit and you see a bunch of snakes, like a cobra, like in front, where you sit in his chair, kind of thing. That's what let's say like kind of loosening like that, like kind of kept it from the people. So in other words, it's triggering, lying. A lot of stuff has been hidden, like special bones like, amongst and people down in Cameron. So they still do that, and they collect a couple things and they store it. And like way in the background medieval time, a lot of the Catholic churches, okay, they torture people, rip them. You can name it, yeah,
Mhm.
like uh, put them to almost near death and stuff. Kind of aggressive cruelty. But they haven't like they can be a certain way, a certain point of how it is, but it's not like a medieval times with a mindset. But it's like different. But they do certain ones that do things with younger, you know, kids, so like that. So it's a lot bigger things have been going on, and it's one of those like kind of red pill moment kind of thing, information wise. What's then in there? Like if you can't, look into the truth kind of stuff, they're hiding it. They don't want you to see it, so you can't arm yourself, understand the knowledge kind of thing, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why they did that is to prevent people to know the truth and rewritten certain things like angels and demons. Okay, intubate and then look at certain ways these entities like to make like if they look at our beings like me, they cause demons because we're not like human like whatever, and it's a way how the people like sandwich kind of certain ways like diversity, kind of aggressive fear. There's also those negative intent and good intent. And same thing as people. It's just when the things are written in the Bible, something like that, in there, it's just the way they're controlling. They don't mention reincarnation. Um, they like we move on a lot of certain stuff. Some stuff they put fear based, and it's the kind of rituals they put in the ballism, the golden calf. Way back then, Tara Ball, sacrificed, the babies, okay? Feed it,
Mm-hmm.
like certain times a year to feed the golden calf. Uh, the way it goes to get abundance over it. That's been like very ancient old thing. That's like not really story like how it is put there. A lot of things been removed, so even the cabal, the ball, or some the bull god, like in other words, that you sacrifice the John to get abundance, and this is like the Kabbalism, or the way the shape of the form, is still after this day, kind of going on over years.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people didn't realize that it's like kind of hidden. That's why I try to explain to people like how to speak the word of life. Like you don't say amen because it's for the cause you cut the out of your blessings. Other words, you're not like singing to your heavenly Father kind of way that Christ like. You're singing the part of to the ballism, the golden calf, the words the bullheaded God, that feast on kids or younger
Yep.
adults a certain way. You could probably look that up there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. You still there?
Mm-hmm. I'm here. I'm
Trying to
here.
find that one that I had. That guy. I had
I
the
tried to
drum.
highlight Oofy's message, and when I did, it pinned it and turned it blue. So then I was gonna try to unturn it blue, and I had like four choices, and one
Oh
of them
no!
was to
Oh
to
no!
delete
Hold on.
it. And then Bobby wants to know why did I delete the message, and then
uh,
I think me and Oofy decided it was ignorance.
Okay, if you go to if you put your mouse over her name, and you should see the one that says show.
Oh, okay.
So right in the message line, if you
Yeah, I had three little dots over to the right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
on mine I can see show, I see show, and I see the three dots, and I see the star. I can favorite, give it a favorite, or if you hit the show right in the middle, should come up. Then it shows it like that. So, and then you gotta check that out like that. Yeah, that happens. Okay, so
oh,
then, so with that one there, so there you go.
true. Like what Yuki said, yeah, truth can be painful. Like you want to have the lies, then you get hurt the down from later, get ticked
Yeah.
off. Or you just want truth and eventually you deal with the anger and just let it go.
Hmm.
Let it go.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just a certain stuff. People could look far back at, certain things then and there. It was been told. And
Hmm.
it's just that the certain things what man did. They didn't even know in the thought, there'd been trickery because the negative means like, oh, this one gives you abundance, but it doesn't.
Now you had a picture, Esther. You had a picture on your group page talking about the different alien type. Remember?
Yeah, those are the main 10 in contact with Earth,
Okay.
because that's not an exhaustive list.
Okay. That's interesting.
And I mean, I can't base it off anything. I just kind of agree with, what it says.
Cool. I like that.
Let people see it ain't just little gray, big headed,
Yeah.
A lot
you know.
of Zetas are kind of workers. They usually go fetch, they use a lot more things than in there.
It's like we're all here, and there's so many races and stuff of people here. If you was to send one representative, to represent all of those people from one planet, and but then again, we think we're only gonna have little green men with a big head. It's just throwing it out there. It's
Hmm.
variety. It ain't just little green men.
Oh, Urban's like what? Bigger school is there's a lot more. Someone was blending in with humanity, not willing to showing ourselves. Some of them are down in the earth. Some of them are certain ways, like kept like hitting a certain bases, like don't usually come up. And some of us are more brave enough to hang around with humanity, certain way.
Yeah. Well, figures when I want to find this one, I don't even see it now. That's really irritating. When I don't need it, then it'll show up.
What are you wanting?
I'm trying to find that one telescope design that I saw. I'm always interested in different telescope designs, but this one was called a drum scope, and what
Oh,
it is, it's in the shape of like a drum, like a snare drum or something like that. But it has a main objective lens on one side of it, has the eyepiece on one side of it, and then it has the three mirrors inside going around in a circle. So the light comes into the main lens, bounces off the first mirror, goes bounces off the second mirror, bounces off the third mirror, and then goes to the eyepiece.
Um,
So basically, you're folding the image, you know, as you're going around into it, and it's in a compact design, so you can basically carry it almost anywhere. You
Oofy
don't.
Oofy says that who wants a tarot or oracle reading from Sarah?
Oh, okay. I'll take one. I'll take a oracle reading from Sarah. I didn't know we were gonna do that tonight, but since Luffy offered, I'll take it.
well, there's so many telescopes, like, especially one big one the Pope
Well,
sent up.
this one that I'm talking about. It was designed and made back in the 16, well, maybe not 16, maybe early 1800s, I think. So, during a time when it wasn't really that easy to make things. And so this guy, a Catholic priest, or Jesuit priest, I guess. But anyway, religious person that shouldn't really be messing with science like that. But here he was.
Well, see, if they're doing something like that, most of them, like way back then, were astrology. They read the stars and stuff, and when it got a certain point, that's like a big no-no.
Yeah. And so
Mm.
that's what it was. He was exploring things that he shouldn't have been exploring in his faith standards, so to speak. You know.
Well, like the stars that tell us one thing, certain things, what at a time, like where the change in the seasons, etc. So when the churches are like deny, like don't want like that, they're like controlling. It's like no, like we don't want you messing with that. That's bad juju or something like that. That's when people kind of lose the kind of ability to read sovereignty, see
Yeah.
what's going on, you know, what to look out for. Um, that's why a lot of things were just like put out. And it's just that certainly the controllers in the religion, they basically won't allow some people to do certain stuff, but certain things they look at it as a no.
3 card tarot spread is a reading technique that uses 3 cards. Okay. Okay. First card, the Tower. That's not good. That's a bad one.
It could be good at certain parts, like, or not. It depends what other cards were laid with it, though, Ron.
The Fool. Oh no.
Iffy, I'm so glad you did that.
Taking a new path in life. I don't want to take no
Well,
new path in
opposed to
life.
like new beginnings, new journey, it's not really
Yeah.
negatively.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that made Ron happy.
it,
Hey, I didn't. I
it's
didn't.
exactly a
I didn't.
combination of the cards with that.
Well, now that's better. No, there you go. See, I love everybody. Well, I'm not in a relationship. At least not irregular. Uh,
You're in love with your gold.
that's true. Okay.
Carry it around.
Someone Telepicon.
I haven't. I have. There's some other gold that I'm getting out of the bucket star.
See there?
Sweet.
This I have gotten out of the bucket of dirt that I had sitting there for a couple of years, sitting over there. Okay, now,
I was trying to work with my grid, so like certain
yeah.
ways with gold.
Well, I'm still working on your. I'm still working on your collection and I'm getting for you, but that's on hold right now. But I'll get working on it again real soon. Uh, so remember I told you I was buying the pay dirt from the one guy, so I want to make sure I have that, keep that the same all along here. And I put your gold that we get separately. The star gave me a whole bunch of cool little stuff that she gave me for nothing. And she just sent it to me. Said, here you go. You can use it. Remember that star? You sent me all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember. Stressful tools.
Yeah. So I said, I'll get you some gold and we'll trade it like that, and that way it'll be fun. And then at least then you can have something valuable that you can use, either keep the gold for the energy or use it in a project you want to build something or whatever. So all depends on what you want to do.
These people will not highlight. I don't know what y'all are doing, but
Okay, so Sarah, okay, let's see.
I
Bobby,
can't do it.
Sarah, give me 3-card reading, please. Okay, Bobby wanted a 3-card reading.
One.
Okay, and then done anyone else? Okay.
I'll
Did
take it.
Bobby said he wanted a 3-card reading.
I'll
And
take a
thank
3
you.
card.
And thank you. And okay, Bobby wants a 3-card, and uh Esther
What's her
wanted a
face?
3-card.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's my other self. My other self is trying to tell me what your name is, and I can't remember it now. Sorry, we were just having an interesting conversation about the parallel universe, you know.
Oh, I've been like leaping everywhere, dimension wise and whatnot. Well,
So that's why
you
we
know.
forget. That's why we might like forget something, like we're thinking of something, and all of a sudden we just like totally forget what we're doing. Okay, now I'll highlight it. I'll highlight it there. Okay, you see that one? Okay, you got that? See that? The first, wait, the first
Hmm.
card was a devil then, okay? Oh, so that means Bobby's being controlled by the darker self. Okay, and then, you got that one, okay. There you go. What was the second one now? I missed the second one. Okay, I missed her. Okay, we're gonna have to go back and through. Now we're doing Esther. Now we're on Esther. Okay, we missed Bobby. We got to go back and read Bobby's. Okay, but let's do it. Okay, let's get Esther's. There's Esther's one. Okay, first card. Ooh, Esther, you got the Tower also? Really? Okay, Esther 2, the High Priestess. Well, that would make sense. I had that for you before, I think. Or the Empress. I might have the Empress for you. You seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bobby's
Okay.
at the bottom.
All right, go ahead and read that third one for you and go back to Bobby. And then, Star, did you want Sarah to give you?
Okay, well, I don't mind.
So you got the third card, Devil. Okay, let's go back to Bobby. Okay, first card. Okay, there's first card for Bobby.
Yeah, pretty much, Yopi.
The Tower again? Okay, so we all had the Tower. What? Okay, second card. The Devil. Wait, no, where's the second card at? Did I miss the second card? I had the Tower.
When she's moving them, it's moving so fast you don't see them moving. I'm
Okay.
serious. That's what's happening.
Okay, so now we gotta scroll down and get the third card. Okay. The third card. There we go. The Hermit is the third card. That's one I missed. Okay. Okay, so we got it now. We got it all. Now,
Yeah, I'm aware of the destruction. Yeah. No, I'm aware of that. And then the tower.
Star, your first card is tower. Okay, we all had the tower
Yeah,
for the card.
I'm aware like that's nothing's got root meaning in there.
Okay, the second card is the star. That would make sense, right? And the
Mhm.
third card is the moon. So here's the third card, the moon. Second card, the star. And the first card was the tower. Well, the only one I didn't like was the tower. Now, is Genghis there, or did Genghis go again?
Yeah, like I know like couple things like kind of chaotic how they deal with certain stuff. People don't agree with things I say, or certain the people in my life are not centered to with
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Like they are certain ways. So yeah, um, yeah, I noticed that. In certain times, like my vibrations is shifted. It's not like theirs, so it's kind of falling apart. That's why there's a bit kind of chaos to certain people or certain ways, you know, what kind of thought is not kind of good thinking. I'm aware of that part there.
Oh, now I get to mention a little rant that I have. Okay, for Minnesota here. There's a couple of things. One, okay, I don't know if you're aware of it, but before they were debating, I don't know if they ever voted this in or if they decided to go against it, but they had a vote to decide on if they were gonna let um the people in California, which has probably the worst air quality in the world, and they're gonna say, oh well, we can you know give give the ability for them to run our air quality for Minnesota.
That
Minnesota
doesn't
probably
make
has
sense.
Minnesota probably has the best air quality in most of the United States. You know, compared to the living you know situations. And
I,
so
I
how would we allow California to run our air quality? And then here we are. I just heard today that we're supposed to be giving some of our drinking water to California. Like, how are we doing that?
well,
What is that about? We have enough to worry about here in Minnesota. Why are we worried about taking care of California? No offense, Star. No offense, but I'm just
I
saying.
don't know why our governor wants to do like with your air and like that. Who's the politicians
Yeah,
like idea?
the air quality control, whatever you call
Why?
that.
Well, my question is, why did California wants to stick in the United States business? That's my kind of question.
That's what I want to know. Who's getting rich off it? Yeah, exactly. Now the other thing that I get that I am really upset about,
Yeah,
and
I
there's
understand
nothing.
that.
Yeah, but here's
Um,
something else. Here's something else I'm really upset about, Star, and you guys might be dealing with some of that as well, and other states around. But this one here that I'm really upset about, we just passed this deal, and they have what they call a community safety committee. And of course, they're trying to vote out the police department, right? And so they tried to say, defund the police, and get rid of the police. They're still trying to do that, and for Minneapolis area, and so then they wonder why the carjackings are higher than ever before. Major crimes are higher than ever before. They don't have the police to do what they're supposed to be doing, their job. Okay, and when they do their job, then they aren't able to do it because they get sued for doing their job. Okay, one reason or another. You know, and so. the thing is with the safety committee, they hired some guy to be the boss, and paying him I don't know how much when they could have been paying a police officer, the same amount. You know what I mean? And so they created a new form of government to run in the state, in or in Minnesota state, and here, uh, our crime is not getting any lower. Our living uh, situation is not doing any better as far as the quality of life. You know what I mean?
Oofy
And,
says, didn't Minnesota sell Nestle rights to the largest source of clean water in the state?
Well, I guess like Nestle like that are companies. They're like bought out. They're big corporations. This basically run like that. Tendocrats, a big group like BlackRock and all that. It's like the list of names. It's a circle of names. Um, a lot of it's kind of lying like that, and I noticed certain things where they put. Um, and like here in California, we're really dry. We don't even get a lot of rain. Yesterday we had it, doesn't last long. We don't have a lot of big water supply, but I don't know why our governors, our knuckle governors,
yeah,
decide to cause problems with like other states. I don't know
yeah.
why the legislatures are doing this behind people's backs. Those kind of people kind of corrupted in there, situational, not even talk to the public, the people, that kind of thing. And I know a lot of things are getting out of hand in California, and I had to deal with it every day. It's basically
Okay.
what I noticed. They've been doing the weather manipulations. That's why we're dry here in California. Like East Coast got a lot of water, like West Coast, we get burned. Okay, like our part got burned some part in California recently, and they're doing the water manipulations to cause a lot of problems. Venom, these bad cabal people. Okay, the globalists, they're kind of gender like 230. No, like that. This is what they're doing, and this is why we have water issues here in California.
Hmm.
And I noticed that lately, and I noticed certain changes. And this is why our water supply is certain ways now. And now they're finding us like we go a certain amount of water. um,
Hmm.
if you have a well in California, they kind of like you get like have a monitor into it, so we can check it monthly, and then you have to pay it, the government monthly for your well in California. I'm like, you serious? So right now we have these people are really impacting, causing negative issues right now. Politicians, okay, they're not good for humanity, and what they're doing, they're hurting a lot of people. That's why a lot of people are leaving in California. And what the thing is, we got a lot of people, a lot of funded stuff has been going on too. And this is why some people should be in office, but some are not supposed to. So, like right now, it's like a kind of voting thing and close to that. This is where
Hmm.
certain things are getting certain ways wrong. And
Yeah.
like right now, like if people each state, they had to weed out the negative, the senator or people are up to vote. They had to get rid of negative ones and not doing good for humanity. Period. That's how it is. Man, we
I
don't
was surprised.
really,
Yeah, yeah, I
really
was surprised here. I saw on the back of a truck. I was like, "Recall Walls," and that's our governor, Tim Walls. What an idiot he is. But anyway,
well, we got
uh,
like Rex. This is like Rex in like our area. Like he's annoying. Like he got
yeah,
COVID. No one couldn't find him. He has a big mouth. Yeah, like things he said, like in the council member, and I got the lift of it, and I looked at it. I was like, "Well, like you yelled at unvaccinated person, and you told her to get out." I'm like, "Excuse me, unless certain people can't take that." And another thing is, I know what that Fauci ouchie, who or the bad guy kind of thing. Um, but it's just that now it's just situation is kind of bad, and we get kind of governors that forces certain things on people, and it's a lot of craziness there. And we got a mouthful, we got Nancy Pelosi who was up in like what, San Francisco. Now she's in Taiwan.
Yeah.
She's
And they're shooting missiles, at her. Did
Hey,
you see
Papa
that?
Tom.
Hey, Papa
but
Tom, did you want a tarot reading from Sarah? Free tarot card reading. If you want one, she'll give one. If not, then you won't get one. She'll only give you one if you want one. Some people don't want them. Go ahead, Sarah. I'm sorry. I want to make
yeah,
sure
no
you talk.
problem. Yes, Yuffie, because we got corrupted politicians who cause problems to access. And let's see here. LA is on a homeless. There, I can't even go near there. I can't go near the beach there because I just don't want to do it. You gotta go certain like people like that. Um, in San Francisco, you don't want to go up there. It's really bad, and it's like poop, and needles. And now they're paying the people to scoop poop. So
Mhm.
now I'm hearing Newsom's trying to like be a president. I was like, I hope no one does not have him there, because if they do like that, dumb enough people put him in there, I'm gonna call him poop president.
Funny you should mention that because as I was driving home today, some people they have their kids, and they change their kids' diapers and they throw them out on the side of the road. Now, what I don't get is this: we got to pick up the dog crap, right? And yet they're gonna throw their kids' diaper out on the side of the road, and I don't get that.
I don't get that either. People just do whatever. It's just some people not been taught. Now we got critical race theories in school. Don't be
Yeah,
white, stuff, and it's an epic cleansing. That's why I see it as.
yeah.
I noticed certain people's genetics has been targeted, and basically the stuff I usually do, and I found out they lied to me and a few people work on certain projects. Now, like some third person who bought it now stole the lot of DNA of millions and millions of people and harvested it. This is why my anger was so long ago. My friend talked to me about it. Say, hey, you know about 23andMe and this stuff? I know stuff you usually worked with like one point and stuff. I was like, yeah, but it's only for the people to keep it for themselves, not to be third party and bought out by other company. It has this defamation has to be destroyed, not to be used for other cause. Somehow the company got bought out, and now a lot of people's DNA is on file. What this is what came out well. They do gene editing.
Hmm.
In other words, the rich people could choose unique genes, superior for their babies. Okay, I made the joke of some of that. Now that is kind of more true, kind of cloning or whatnot. See, now I found out like my kind of work's been betrayed by the negative things in certain individuals got cabal. And so some people want to attend to that. So anyone trying to do like ancestry.com and trying to don't. Because right now we have cabal singing out people's DNA to strike them out. In other words, epic cleansing, removal. And I found out that mankind and certain individuals betrayed me and certain individuals. This is the problem, Ron.
Hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, Yofi. I can't leave California until my dad actually leaves. Then I'll go. I just don't want to deal with a lot of certain things. I know like the amount of things in my doorstep, but other than that, this is the problem why the genetics is the like kind of lab kind of thing's been going on, and I figured that out. Like certain things people heard about what's going on, and those who have been taken down faster and those are slowly. And those who like got, what believed in, they might have 10 years or 8 to live. Uh, you know, and they get on more with the boost, the boost in the Peru. It's like 70%, probably 3 years or less. This is the problem, Ron.
Yeah. And then I was smart. I moved out of California in 1991. I said I had enough of this state and I'm done. And then I moved to North Carolina for 9 years. I lived there. Now I've been up here and I lived here in Minnesota for 22 years. Longest place I've lived at. And then here we are. We're supplying water to California. What the hell is that about? Why are we supplying water to California? So who's getting rich off that deal? That's what I want to know.
No bureaucrats. They've been putting money in for their own stuff, but not the other things.
Oh, so our great senator that the Somalis voted in, because that's all who votes for her. They're not even legal to vote, but yet they vote for her own kind. That's a whole other political issue. But then she ends up getting the seat and winning the election, and then she's married to her brother or something like that, some kind of thing like that. You know what I'm talking about. She's married to her brother and sending money over to where we're not supposed to be sending money to in a certain, the U.S. money is not supposed to be going to that state or that country. And uh, here we are. We vote her in. Not I don't, but people do. And then then we got
You're not a people.
yeah. But
Well, it depends on we don't know, that could be 2,000 mils, BS, or others like trying to put the certain people in power to cause mayhem.
I'm talking about the Somali group.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so we have a Somali senator. Okay, and then she has all her people vote her in, which I don't even know if they're even legal to vote technically. But somehow they're voting her in. I didn't vote for her for Minnesota. I didn't vote for what's her name either. The other one I can't stand, the Democrat woman. Um, anyway, that's a whole nother show. But yeah. So I didn't vote in Tim Walz either. I didn't vote Democrat. That's for sure. Um, but as long as we have these people in power, we're never going to get anywhere. We're going to keep, they're going to have their foot on our neck, and we're not going to be able to go anywhere. And that's the bad part right there. And when they do give us a couple of dollars, like, oh, well, we'll give you a refund because you deserve it. Well, you took it from us in the first place. You know, you took our money in the first place. Now you're going to give it back to us in a refund. Why didn't you just let us keep our damn money? You know? Like they give you the stimulus check a little bit, we'll give you a stimulus check for that. Why didn't you just let us keep it in the first place? It was our money. That's one thing I get upset about. I bought a loaf of bread today. All right, loaf of bread that was normally $1, not even $1 for a loaf of bread, big loaf of bread. This is a smaller loaf of bread, and it's $3.99. Holy crap! Things are getting tough out there, guys. Things are getting tough. And yeah, so all right.
well, like we have to survive in certain ways.
Yeah.
It's just that right now, certain things has been going on. In this way, but I'm going to explain it. In the future, the doctors and medical, they're not going to be operating anymore. Something's better than replace them. Better
All right.
way.
Papa Tom is leaving. Good night, Papa Tom.
Good night, Papa Tom.
Night.
He got some
So
storms. He's up there. He's a little farther north than I am.
I wish there was a storm here, a thunderstorm
Yeah.
rain. That'd be nice. But, you know, all
All
right.
right.
Well, basically, the medical med beds, like technology, vibration, a different kind of way to work with the body, repair and
Vibration.
stuff.
We were just talking about frequency. How do you like that?
Yeah, and a lot of it is used for like a medicine, repair the body in a certain way, and then and there. It's been like an hour or so.
Hmm.
Uh, like that. That's going to replace the medical way back then, over a period of times, like years of medical and dentistry. It's going to replace that. So doctors you see today in hospitals, they're going to eventually be replaced with
Uh-huh.
something better. Not have a corrupted, people to take out those. But
Hmm.
what's been going on, like what they've been doing on practice, well, like a lot of certain things been going on in the cases I've been hearing. Um, Once something's been set out, in other words, people have a chance to live. They could choose what they wanted to do, not having someone to strike like you, like call you useless eater, or we're bureaucrats. Big pharma is going to be gone. And whatever there is with the hospitals, big pharma's tied in there, like
Hmm.
Big Rock and the globalists like that. That's going to be gone.
Yeah.
So
No, no. Another reason why I'm upset about the safety committee we have that they just voted in, and they're all proud of that. Community safety committee they call it. But we just had a shooting at the Mall of America. That was all over the news today. All right, and two gunmen were on the loose. I don't know if they caught them yet, but how is the community safety, the community safety committee going to handle that? How is the community safety committee going to come up to a guy with a gun that wants to just shoot them dead? How is that going to work out?
I don't
Oh
know,
no.
Ron. The only thing is, we got bureaucrats like put dumb things and down there, racist people's pocket of money. And this is sort of like how it is. It's mayhem, one thing or another. Only thing I can say, like, don't like see if you're trying to fix the system that is how broken it is, infected. Um, you know, you just can't do a repair. You just have to let it fall apart and build a new one, work the ground
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
The old system has to collapse, Ron.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. And right now, like I notice everybody's going through a lot. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of things then and there. But the one thing is, I know like solar flare might, probably hit soon or something like that.
Oh, do you think maybe that activity causes us to make stupid choices?
No, no. Last time I heard about the solar flare kind of thing, like that, like light, like has certain ways it works with the kind of human body or something like that. But
But
like
yeah, wouldn't that cause
trauma
wouldn't that cause us an imbalance on our thinking?
no.
No.
No, only thing it could probably do make you have like a headache or your third eye might hurt or something like that aches. You might want to sleep quite a bit to like readjust.
Esther Ufi's asking if he had a teddy bear. I don't know why.
You've asked me that before, Oofy. I have a gray rabbit.
Behind you, or
Uh,
No,
do you mean a real gray rabbit pet?
no. It's stuffed
Okay.
animal,
All right.
no,
but it
wait.
ain't behind me.
So,
Okay.
like,
So what is Ufi talking about then? What does he think you
I
have?
don't know why she asked me. Last time she said, "Did somebody have a brown bear with a burgundy?" Yeah, hug it. It's a gray bunny rabbit.
I have one bunny rabbit, but it's a stormtrooper one. Bad batch.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't have that.
I don't care. I don't care. Who knows? I don't care.
And Bobby has his 2 dogs. You have 2 dogs, right, Bobby? Don't you have 2 dogs? Or you got 1 dog? Or 1 dog is yours and 1 dog is your uncle or something. I don't know. He always says you have to take the dogs out, so I thought he had 2 dogs. But maybe he has one for himself.
What do you have, Oofy?
Goofy has... And real dogs, too. Okay.
Imagine a toaster wouldn't be.
So, yeah,
I don't have any pets. I just have the pets outside.
Yeah, but you have a cat friend. That
Well,
likes
they're
you.
outside, though. Yeah, they're outside. They're all wild. Well, they're neighborhood cats, but, they're all... I don't own them. So, they visit me. But that's about it.
How did you? I don't know why she asked me that about bears.
I don't know. Maybe that was Sarah that was
She
asking.
thinks I'm always looking sad.
Oh, is that it?
Mhm.
Oh. No, you're just tired because you got a lot of work to do.
I just have one of them kind of faces that's just.
And now I'm trying to give her more work to do. I'm trying to help her out and give her something more to do. So
Huggy
watch out.
bears.
Yeah. I know, like yesterday, like people want to see my expression in my face, and my friend says, "Oh, I hear like apparently I knew you were down," and I was like, "Yeah, I was miserable." So I knew you were off kilter. I'm like,
You can say on Facebook.
yeah.
I did.
Well, I had a picture of Square. I showed Esther the picture that was a they got to repair it, and it's been that way since I lived there. For 6 years almost, and it's a sunken piece of cement that's lowered and everything else, and they got it outlined with white. So now when you see the white, it's like, oh, now you got to walk over it just because it's there. Before you were just walking over it because you didn't really, no big deal, right? And you're just walking over it like normal. But now you got to you got to walk around it, or you got to walk. It almost makes you want to walk into it. That's kind of funny. I thought it was funny anyway. So, I mean, it's been that way for 6 years. If I would do all that, why don't you just replace it? How about that? Like when they used to have the arrows, when the thing just the incident occurred, and they had now I get the storm warnings from where Tom is at. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I have like an arrow I kept, but it's not tied up in anything. It's a stone arrow.
No. What I was talking about.
I don't
What I was
talk to
talking about
mine.
was
To mine,
when you're at
Oofy.
the store. When you're at the store, you're going down the grocery aisles, and you got the direction or which way to go. I would always go
Oh,
the
you
other
mean
way.
those?
I'd always go the opposite direction just to piss people off.
I do that too. It's like, I look down like that's an aisle. I said, "What's this for? Telling me what to do?" I'm
Yeah.
like, I saw that at Walmart,
Uh,
and I
And I
looked
said,
at.
forget it. I'm going to go the other
I
way.
do the opposite.
They want me to wear a mask. Forget it. I'm not wearing a mask, and they can't make me. And
See,
I got
the
my
thing is,
vaccine.
when they do something like that, I do the opposite. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like a rogue.
I mean, I'll wear a mask in the medical place if they want me to. I ain't gonna do that. If they want me to wear one there, I'll wear one there. But then they supply it though. I always said, with the mask mandate, I said, well, if you're gonna make me wear a mask, then you gotta supply them. As simple as that. If you're gonna make me wear it, then you have to supply it. I ain't gonna buy one every time I gotta turn around when I ain't got the money to buy one. Forget that. If you need me to wear one, and you got to supply it, especially if you're requiring it. That's my take on that.
Oh,
Um, I remember the one time the Family Dollar or Dollar General store. I was there, and the guy had just put the sign up, 3 days before the mandate became a mandate in Minnesota, right? And the guy
oh
put the thing
man.
up on the door and said, "No mask, no service." Well, I didn't know about the mask rule, and walked in there to get my stuff, and I left the whole cart of stuff sitting there at the counter and said, "I'm not coming back here again." Because he put that rule up there and wouldn't serve me that one time because I didn't have a mask on. Like, well, I didn't have a mask, you know. And they're like, well, okay, then you won't get my money either. So I didn't go back for a long time.
And
So,
then you went back.
well, maybe probably a year, maybe 2 years later, I think.
All
But
right.
I don't go there very often, though. Not at all. No.
I'll tell you something straight up. Like Chick-fil-A, okay? I was trying to grab something, between my errands and to eat. And so you can't go inside and order. I was like, why not? COVID restrictions. And I'm like, really? I don't have a car, really. Yeah, that kind of thing. So what are you gonna do with people disabled who don't have a car? You're gonna make them sit on a curb and
Yeah.
download an app on their phone and basically have you to hand it to them like outside? I don't think so. I'm not going to
Mhm.
support your business if you're not accessible with certain people. And I know
Right.
you're running Christian in a certain way, so don't even go there. I was like, you lost my business, buddy. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm like, no, 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 me. It's like you like basically. I said to him, "You're like what you're doing. These certain individuals, you like don't want them letting in. It's like you're like trying who can like, get you stuck, and you're making it impossible. If you can't balance things out, then I'm not going to support the business. Period.
Yeah.
Um,
And like you had some companies that say they're trying to get away from cash, use of cash, right? So like if you
Star
go to
Star got lots to say tonight, don't she?
yeah, if you go into the Minnesota Twins ball game, for instance, the stadium you can't even use cash. You have to have a debit card to use, which is fine. I have one, but the point is, I like using cash, but they don't even take cash anymore. So some places are trying to get you to just use the debit card or like your phone payment or whatever, something other than cash, you know. And so one place has said that, oh, we only take debit card, and I say, okay, then I'm not gonna shop there or eat there or whatever, again, I'll go somewhere else. If you take my money, then I'll shop there. If you don't take my money, then I won't shop there. Um, Now I do use the McDonald's app that I order my food on my phone right there, and I don't have to pay cash at all. I just pay right from my bank account. Bam, right there. It's actually pretty easy. And
yeah, they let you like what sit in and do all that too, relax.
yeah, but
See, but the thing is,
I can order in my car before I walk in. Order my car, and then I can walk in, and my order is there like within 2 minutes. It's ready. You know, Compared to going in, paying with my card or cash, and I gotta wait on my order there for 5 to 7 minutes compared to 2 minutes. That's a pretty good deal there. You know.
yeah, like I used to play
Uh,
with their AI stuff for a while. I break their a lot of their AI stuff. And they get mad at me.
but no, in that case, sure, that's pretty good deal. I'd like to see someone try an experiment on one of these late night TV shows, like Jimmy Fallon or something. And I'd say, let's see if the audience can order from the McDonald's app, and then the McDonald's delivers it to their to their seat basically, and we'll see who gets it first. So that'd be fun to try that experiment. You
Yeah,
know.
like different stuff has been going on, and like how the pandemic was. I remember how they did things to us in California.
Yeah.
Um, like my friends laugh because they said like you hardly ever become Facebook jail. So no, they probably shadow banned me once or twice, and they did that because whatever. I made the kind of mean kind of comments situation what was been going on, and another part is since the what all COVID thing is, people will not allow you to use the restrooms toilets or college. People gonna go to college. They gotta have the the bad guy. With them to go in the college, but they cannot use the restrooms there. And I was like, what? And my friend like showed me like that. I was like, why? Because they're thinking the COVID cooties will
Hmm.
be on the toilet. And I was like scratching my head. It's like COVID, like can't like from your butt cheeks. I'm like, nah.
Right.
I was like,
Right.
that doesn't make sense. Oh man, now I found out now like California's an emergency from monkeypox.
Oh yeah. We have 30, three
I'm
cases.
like, okay, I couldn't. Look, I laughed my butt off and more like that. I'm like, who's gonna believe that? Okay, when they show something like that, I look at shingles. I know what shingles looks like because my grandma had shingles, and I had to put a special powder on it, and took the pressure off until she healed. And I'm just looking at CDC is showing, the monkeypox like shingles. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, enough. Stop messing with certain people.
Yeah.
Because, okay, monkeypox is from the squirrel, from Australia. It could transcend to, monkeys or likely people. But now the fear is like we're beginning, a bunch of, like gay or lesbians like doing whatnot, they get it. Well, they a lot of the one part's linked to the bad guy. In other words, and it's a tribute. So you kind of have your, whatever. So now people are probably freaking out. Now I had to like I couldn't avoid that because we got a bunch of sheepo and people like got mad at me because I bowed like a little sheep and to irritate them. Because I said to him, it's like, all right, so like, yeah, I've been a rogue. And like, I enjoy that kind of feeling. And hey, I just like how I am because I just can't bite my tongue anymore. The situation is going on. I see a bunch of lies. So now, I'm just looking at who's going to believe that, monkeypox. Okay,
Right.
like now it's a picture of like a nude person covered with like face mask for COVID. You have the like face mask that cover the butt cheeks. Monkeypox covering protect the butt from monkeypox. Uh, like that is a kind of cartoonish, and then here's on the side of the arm, and it's like booster, 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 and booster. I laughed so bad. I like, I'm thinking if I could find that, I'll probably share it. And then maybe you guys could pull that out. But if you look at that kind of anime, kind of cartoonish, Ron, you probably understand what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yep. I got no booster. I got my two vaccinations. That's all I'm getting, and I only did that because my healthcare worker suggested it. So
Yeah, I understand that, but just, be careful. Like, your life
yeah.
expectancy only lasts so long. So if you're doing more, you're shortening your lifespan.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, I only got 20 years to live anyway, so that's what I'm going by
You might
health
go for
wise.
10.
Oh no, I don't want to do that.
Well,
No.
you know,
I'm looking at my current health issues. I got 20 maybe. So
I
30.
have,
I don't
I
think
gotta
30.
go.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
uh,
bedtime.
all
Oh
right.
no.
I hope you sleep well, like Esther.
Me too, Star. I hope you don't work all night.
I'm not like working all night. I'm more laid back. I'm not doing anything.
I'm
I
just
got
gonna
lots
Well,
of
get.
room to cover.
I get a few days
yeah.
here and there.
After we're gonna work on, we're gonna go up here and try to get that figured out quickly,
Um,
and
so
that way
before
we
you
can
go,
get that
Esther,
going.
do you see like when a person kind of like epic form or something like that, a person kind of like they shut down, like they are questioned, and another part is someone called Biden. Okay, never blinked at all when he was talking. Do you see that? That clip I'm talking about.
Now tell me
Yeah.
about someone crying again.
Um, when here's like one person was talking, kind of like there's someone WF, kind of remember the World Epic Forum. The guy kind of like shuts down for a bit. You can see his body language, like out like an AI would turn off.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of clone non-function. That's another sign of that. Um, the other part is when Biden, the other part of clone. Okay, this is the kind of like, a lot of people didn't recognize. We'll look carefully. Some people did call it when Biden was giving his speech. He never blinked it. They all see a black guy in a straight face, just on talk and talk and talk. Never blinked like a normal person would.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
another clone that is dysfunctioning. Have you seen that one before?
Were they near each other?
No. This is a different occurrences.
I've heard about him not blinking.
The
Yeah.
first one. The first one is a glitch, and that should be fixed by now.
Yeah.
Basically, when people clone, like clones don't last there too long, they start glitching out or to non-function. Then they downgrade, and then basically they can't really fully functional work anymore.
But he
So
just
when you start
cried,
seeing
and then
something
he.
like that, that means that clone is deteriorating. It's not going to be here around that long. It's totally non-functional.
No, they did suggest that he
It
would
did
not.
that at the end of crying, and then it did that, and then it went on as normal.
Mainstream media has been like cropping stuff and like messing certain stuff in and there. That's the
Mm.
problem. Trying to cover up the.
They did suggest that he probably doesn't run again. They
um,
mentioned that today. They mentioned that today. They said they don't think that he should prepare for re-election, something like that.
no, like he's not coming back. I have a feeling like not even close to 2 years. Like he's gonna be replaced. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's sad.
I
That's
predicted
sad.
that when like he got in the office, and my roommate kind of challenged me. Da da da. It's like nope. So it's heading.
I just think it's sad that we have to come to this point where we gotta wait on someone to be removed, for health reasons or whatever, and we're not satisfied with who we have as our leader, and it's just really depressing, and for the whole country. It's depressing.
I
Doesn't matter
almost.
what Doesn't matter what race you are or whatever, and if anyone voted for him and you didn't realize what you were getting, well, sorry about that. If anybody voted for the other one didn't get what we anticipated, sorry about that. We all kind of lost out on this deal, and it's just a whole big mess that we're gonna take for many years to get through it. We're still paying for what Bush did. Bush wasn't the best. Bush Senior, right? I don't think he was the best president of all time, but we're still paying for what he did. Things like that. We're paying for what a few different presidents have done for many years. So we're going to be paying for this financially and the way that we live and everything like that. And this one here is going to be a lot longer and going to be a lot more things we're going to have to deal with and live with. And I'm sad that we have to deal with it. And we're talking about our veterans. I'm a veteran, a disabled veteran, and I don't get paid what I should be getting paid, and other people aren't getting paid what they should get paid. Things like that, and it's a whole
Take a
other
breath.
story.
Take a breath, Ron.
That's a whole
Yeah,
other story, right? All right. Anyway, back to
I
back.
agree with that one.
All right, we're back. Anyway, I think we had quite a few things we talked about tonight. I think. Thank you, Esther, for bringing up your points about all the frequency. We gotta start focusing on that kind of stuff
Yeah,
and focusing on the positive that we can do for ourselves and as a community.
that's true.
And maybe we need to learn on some techniques. If you can work with Venus, get connected with Venus, and maybe even Star can help you, with some things, and we can work on fine tuning our center energies inside ourselves. And then when these crazy numbskulls will do their stuff that they're doing, we'll just like, oh well, we already knew that was.
Ron, Ron, that takes
Ron.
years.
Well,
That takes years.
it's like a big mess, Ron. It's not going. It's going to take many years to the things to be cleaned up. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
Only way to like you do things positive, okay? Like that to a
Oh,
certain person that's kind of negative,
I
they'll
meant
be gone. Boop.
I meant the
Or
card
they gonna
reading.
resign. They probably leave.
yeah.
See,
I was listening to a sound thing the other night, one of the YouTube things that I ran across, or maybe it might have been one that you shared, Esther. I can't remember. Um, but it was just like sitting there listening to it, and with my headphones on, and it doesn't make any difference, I don't think. But um, I was sitting there listening to it, and I got not any more sleep, but I got better sleep when I did that. And again, I had that vision about the spaceship, right, Esther? That was after I had after I did that little session with the sound that I was listening to on the video, and I think it was that one that you sent me though. I can't remember. You sent me that one link, right, Esther? I think.
Which one? Frequency?
Yeah, and it has
Yeah,
like the purple light. Has like the purple light on it.
yeah.
YouTube, and
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen what you're talking about. Maybe she'll show me. You know.
yeah, I listened to that though for probably about
I
maybe
sent
30
him a
minutes.
I sent him a 900 and maybe 28
Yeah,
frequency to open his pineal gland.
yeah,
I might
but
probably work on certain stuff like that at times to like clear out my system for a while.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
you can
you
share
need to
with me.
clean your system
but
first,
it
but
helps.
you should do that for 2 or 3 nights in a row for
Yeah,
hours. Just go to
and it
sleep with it playing.
balances out your mental awareness.
It
And
heightens your.
yeah, I felt a lot more relaxed when I did that though, and I'll do that more often. I'll listen to that more often. So that's a good thing. You can help us do, Esther and Star and anyone else who wants to share in their abilities and thoughts and whatever message you might get and you wanted to share with us. Heck, we're here. We're ready to give it give it a try. Uh, Medication ain't helping much, so we might as well go ahead and work on some other way. So
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
I mean, I'll
it's
still
just
use my medication, but I won't rely on my medication as the only source. you know. So, but all right then. We're not professionals either, medically or anything like that. So nobody take
No,
us
but
too
learning to
serious.
read cards like Venus did, like
Yeah,
Star does, you know, and Ufi, that takes years.
yeah,
No, I mean I can't devote that kind of time and stuff to it right now.
no,
Yeah, it does takes a lot of time.
I mean there's a lot to learn about that, and you got to get a pretty good read on people too. I mean you know
Not
that
true.
wouldn't.
I've been doing that then and there, off and on kind of thing. It depends what deck oracle cards someone chooses. I have the Mayan one, and I have the Maui version, and I have the other one is like other things like me use. Uh, like if you want certain answers, one point and another.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess about folks. Um, Thank you, Esther, for hanging out so long.
Thank, thank y'all for
And
hanging out.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
it's a good time to hang out with you guys. I'm feeling a lot better. Eventually, I'm going to take a while. My coughing will stop.
I hope you get to feeling
well,
better.
yeah. Thank you for coming on tonight, Star. I appreciate it. And so glad that you're here. And
Yeah, at
we'll have
least
some
I'm
more
not
fun.
in really bad pain. I just removed that out. So it's all evened out
Oh
now.
no, yeah. We'll get your crystal. Yeah, you have a couple of crystals that you have that you work with.
Yeah, I mean crystals to me, I love crystals.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of crystals are like kind of living, kind of like beings. I kept them around with me. I kept like powerful meteorites with me mostly. I got a couple of different jaded, like the dragon carved stuff, and
yeah,
like
yep. I have one of those that you sent me.
yeah,
So yeah, she sent me one of those nice little dragon shape. It's round, but has a dragon design.
and the phoenix is like come on.
Made out of a white stone, type of white
It's
stone or
like
something.
it's a yellowishy jade. You
Yep,
know that will
yep.
help with you.
Yeah, it's nice. So
It's got a phoenix on it.
It has a dragon, the phoenix on it.
yeah, it's nice. I'll show you
It's
a picture
cool.
of it later. Yeah.
Like next time we come, I'll share a bunch of my jaded carvings.
Oh,
I
there
have
you
a more
go.
expensive one that's a white and a pale jade. I paid a good chunk of money for, and I'll show each of my carvings of them.
Hmm.
I have.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready to go to sleep myself. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's
So
been a long day.
yeah, I had
So
let's see, one show. Let's see. Oh yeah, we had musical theme today too. So yeah, we had 3 shows tonight today.
well, Star, I'm glad you came. It was good to see you, hear from you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I said to our pupils, I'm still like strong, like then and there. Especially my roommate, that has like COVID, and he's like, "How come like you're not getting it?" It's like I'm immune.
All right. That's like I was in New York, and everybody in New York well, not everybody, but there's a few of them that were at my event I went to. They wound up with it and was like, "Why didn't you get it?" I don't know. I just didn't get it.
No, see, the thing is, I didn't have the like, the markings of like
Mm,
that, like you and anybody like has been done with the 1 and the 2 or the booster.
yeah.
Um, but see, I have a sinus infection. It's draining. That's why I'm coughing. I'm just purging out. Um,
Hmm.
See, I see what's going on with my roommate, and I'm sitting there and his body aches, and I tried to give him certain stuff like will purge it for him, but
Yep.
he's hard at it. So I want him to get out, and I see what's doing to him. So, and he's wondering how come I'm not getting it. I was like,
Yep.
you're cuddling around me. I said, well, you're here in the living room. What do you expect me to do?
Now, Esther wanted to share with you guys a film that Jesse Peak has out. Right? What was that film? A
No,
documentary?
it's Dockside Media.
Oh, yeah.
What? He did a Dark Side Media part?
They just released it yesterday. It's the intelligence. I don't want to get it wrong. Let me look it up.
That's pretty interesting.
Oh, it's in the group. It's in the group.
So that is pretty interesting. He put that out. So the stuff I've been talking about kind of links to certain, the media and the dark side of it.
In plain sight, the intelligence community and UFOs
Yeah.
by Dockside Media.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Well, I think that is it for tonight, folks. I'm ready to call it a night myself. So I'm going to go back and watch my series. I'm watching a show on Netflix called Virgin River. And that's actually the name of the show. And I don't know why they call it that, because nobody in town is a virgin. I haven't figured that one out yet.
I don't know when I come up with something like that.
Uh,
Maybe you could share me the frequencies or Easter could share me it so I could use that. So I could, sleep a little bit better. That works out.
Oh, for the frequency one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can share that with you. Yeah. Or Esther can share it with you.
Yeah,
You
because
know.
also I can send out a couple of things to you guys as well.
Yeah. Star, can I share? We need to give Esther your Facebook name, which I won't say here. But
She's on my Facebook.
oh, okay, good. All right, good. And, yeah, just send Star that one.
Found her.
Yeah, send Star that one video with the frequency thing. That
I'm sure she knows about it. It's been in the group.
okay. All right.
You know
Good.
about it, don't you, Star?
I see a few things there. Like every time I hit like that, let's just share me that the frequency. At least I could use
Astrology in an astrology group.
There's
Astrology.
There's an ancient alien that explains how it works in your brain. And
Yeah.
your brain gets on these different levels of vibration. And so when people say raise your vibration and consciousness, and all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Okay, that's what they're talking about.
It's like how like that in there. Sometimes I have it up, so works on my cat, keep them calm and stuff. That's
but she's already there, because I can talk to her and tell you right now she's already there. Some people you talk to and they're just in a different. I don't know how to say it. I'll send you what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Right.
Well, I hope you get some rest, Ron.
Oh yeah, I am. I will.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Yep, thank you, and Esther, you have a good weekend.
Y'all too.
All right, thank you, Star. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
Have a good weekend too, I guess.
Good night. We'll
Good night.
be back next week. Bye-bye. All right.